All right.
I don't know. Everybody says Saurian's getting banned in Commander.
No chance. There's no chance. I'm in.
Whoa, 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 welcome to May the Zoo Be With You, your internet favorite LGS conversation podcast.
America's number one Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift podcast.
We are Chiefs colors. I just realized that.
Are we?
The logo and everything is Chiefs colors. I gotta have to change that live on the podcast while we're doing this. What is up, everybody? I'm joined by my friend Josh from Hometown TCG. Go subscribe to his channel. And Donald, who's got some news for you guys. Not this week, but maybe soon. He's got something going, something cooking. Donald's been brewing, baby. We gotta keep teasing that out, get people excited. He's starting an OnlyFans. No, I'm just joking. And I'm Louie from the channel that you're watching. Make sure you're subscribed to me too if you're not yet, or don't. I don't actually.
Donald, you didn't give Louie your OnlyFans link yet? Wild.
I tried to convince him one time he should start an OnlyFans.
Stop.
In his
Don't
underwear.
Don't ever start a conversation like that.
Like there's a market for opening Pokemon packs in your underwear. There's got to be
the people who got a market for it don't look like Louie though.
Yeah, if you're an attractive female, I'm sure that there's a market for that.
I always said I wanted to start an OnlyFans where we play with expensive cardboard with no protection.
Oh,
yeah. You've made that joke like 8 times on the
I know, and I love it. It's a great cardboard OnlyFans. I'm gonna keep making it because it's classic.
That's one of your funnier jokes for sure.
That joke to 1K, dude.
All right, everybody. Today we are going to talk about Aether Drift. Is it good? Boom.
Damn.
Boom. We're gonna do a new segment. We're actually planning things now. We're not planning things. A new segment we've got on the industry today. We're going to talk about ripping ships. Are they good?
Clothed ripping chips.
Yeah,
we're all in for Kitchen Table TCG nude ripping chips, right? Like everyone.
The whatnot market's already cornered. I'm telling you, like this is an untapped market.
We're going to talk about ripping ships. Are they good? Then we're going to talk about, is sorcery being dead? Is it good?
Is it good that it's dead?
Donald, I just had a thought. It was your idea. Are you like his pimp? Do you get a cut of his nude ripping chip?
Oh my God.
I better.
I think you do.
If it happens and I don't, I'm going to be highly upset.
That'll put him in the next tax bracket.
Yeah.
Does he have to
take a lot to get there.
Does he have to call you Daddy D?
Then we're going to talk about Pokemon restocks. Are they good? This is the worst start to any podcast.
It's a light news week, but it's going to be a ton of fun. Thank you for hanging out today. Donald, why don't you kick us off on the first topic? Because I don't remember it.
We're also talking about Lorcana. And then we have spicy secret sauce, which is
spicy margs.
Spicy secret sauce, which is, yeah. All right, let's go. Aether Drift. How you guys feeling about Aether Drift?
It is
strong opinions from the peanut gallery.
It is a better set than I gave it credit for before I knew any card in it. It's still not for me.
Isn't Magic not for you?
Yeah, but if it was, it wouldn't be for me.
Okay.
I actually saw a thing today on Magic. I'm gonna get roasted in the comment section for this, but on a Magic Finance Reddit. Okay, I saw something on Magic Finance Reddit. Occasionally, when my Twitter feed, my X feed gets too boring, I move over to the Reddits. They haven't banned Magic Twitter yet. You
can still post Twitter links in the Magic Reddit. Wild world, wild west.
And I saw a thing about pre-modern that like somebody was tracking cards from pre-modern and seeing that pre-modern is actually pumping up a bunch of, older vintage cards. And it was the whole comment section was essentially like, yeah, like everybody's sick of modern Magic. So we're all playing these formats that, don't. I thought that was interesting. We have a decent pre-modern. We do pre-modern on Tuesday nights. There's like 6 people who play.
It's just like Pauper. I mean, it's, the format doesn't change drastically that much. Like it's just a way to play with the cards that you know and love. And I mean, you can call it for boomers if you want, but like
it's definitely. I think that is definitely an accurate statement.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely is, but it's if I'm not mistaken, pre-modern is all the cards that are in pre-modern are defined. There's never any new cards added to pre-modern.
Right.
And it feels like Magic too. It's you know.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that format's never going to change, but
no. And that's great to an extent, but like
you can only play that so much. Like, I mean, Pauper changes now that they're doing like master sets. There's a lot of downshifted stuff in those sets, so it drastically will warp Pauper. Pauper used to be a format that like did not change for the longest time, just because there weren't more powerful commons being printed than some of the older stuff. But now Pauper is changing a lot, and it's still a pretty stale format. Like you get pretty bored of playing the same deck over and over. Even for a boomer like me, I get bored with it.
There's a chance it changes, though, right? Like every set that comes out has an opportunity to shift something in Pauper, right? Or give you a new archetype to build around, or give you something new to do. I think the gameplay for pre-modern is probably an absolute blast.
Yeah, right. It's old school Magic. It's what George wants. Creature, flying creature. What else does he say?
That's
creature, flying creature.
I like every now and again. I like new stuff entering my ecosystem. I like to try new things. I like new card design. Like it's just fun.
All right. Speaking of new card design, the new Magic set comes out. Pre-release is next Friday, so a week from today. We're doing a midnight pre-release, a Friday pre-release, a Saturday pre-release, a Sunday pre-release. I've had a ton of interest in this set since spoiler season started, and sometimes you have like pre-spoiler season excitement just for the theme that did not exist on the set. Like it seems like nobody was excited for race bicycles. Like nobody was pod racing. Nobody was excited for pod racing. But now that spoilers are out, people I think are actually pretty hyped on this set. And I thought I wanted to start with a special guest slot, and I just put this in the Discord for you guys. The special guest slot is pretty loaded. Like Cavalier, and they also, this is the first time that Secret Lair has done so. Like our age old adage that they don't communicate back and forth between Secret Lair and the main set. Now that's been proven, because now they're finally like, hey, we communicated with Secret Lair, and Secret Lair had something to do with the main set. But you got Chrome.
What did they take from Secret Lair? Terrible art? Like, I mean,
oh, dude, I think these cards look sick.
No, I think they're all terrible.
What? How can you say that? Look at that Lord of the Undead, dude.
Okay, that one's okay. It does, but it's not like it's not magic art. It looks terrible. Actually, the only one that I like is
God.
The only one I like is Thoughtcast. The Thoughtcast is okay.
The Thoughtcast is ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you took
what's up with them with putting vaginas and everything these days?
Subliminal messaging.
The Bone Miser.
Magic players, we need Magic players to procreate. Okay.
Dear Magic player, this is what a vagina.
I'm running low on people to sell my products to.
The Bone Miser is terrible.
No.
The Bone Miser is terrible.
Hunger Force and
made it
terrible. With Bob's Burgers, you would get that Bone Miser.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Sky Sovereign. What is that?
I'll give you the Sky Sovereign's not very good.
It's awful.
I know the Sovereign is credited to the wrong artist, so the bad one at least is credited to the wrong artist.
I guess this is a hot take because everybody seems to like the Chrome Mox, but I think the Chrome Mox looks dumb.
Yeah, I don't think someone last week in the comments said it looks like you bought cheap plastic jewelry at the dollar store. That's what that Chrome Mox looks like. I agree.
It looks like Alien.
It looks like something out of Halo to me, out of the Halo franchise.
Yeah.
And hold on, we're burying the lead here. Are you guys really not going to run Shark Galvanic Blast?
I would definitely not.
Because I don't want to know either of you then.
I would.
Are you not running Shark Head Galvanic Blast?
My popper deck
of sharks.
My popper deck would definitely not run that.
Listen, if you put a Shark Dome on a guy who's doing Galvanic Blast, I'm in.
I'm buying that Lord of Undead. Like, that's a good card. I like that.
Yeah,
it's a good card. It's not a good art, but it's a good card.
And not only that, Thoughtcast is playable again in Modern. Shout out Mox Opal, baby. Look at you doing your thing.
I don't know. I feel like the special guest slot's pretty hot, which is good. Like, I think that's a good.
There are some good pulls there, but then also like it's one of those, like, do you hit a lottery card or do you hit the 50-cent card? Like there's
only one serialized in this, right? It's the
Planeswalker equipment.
Is it called the Aether Spark, or did I get that wrong?
Something like that, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So then the other thing that everybody's talking about, and I thought this was funny too, my X feed had two on top of each other, two different comments about the new card, the Radiant Lotus. It was Saffron Olive saying, "I can't believe this card is real. Seems incredibly powerful." And then literally right above that, when I scrolled up, was somebody else saying, "This card is bad. The last 4 years of Lotus variants have all been bad. If you crack one of these, do yourself a favor and sell it immediately to a sucker who will pay double the digits for it before the hype dies."
So if you're familiar with Saffron Olive, he is very well known for taking cards that are very meme and terrible cards and making them into something sometimes that works. Like that's what so the fact that Saffron Olive loves that card is not a surprise there. I think the card's terrible. What? Because
oh my god,
it's 6. It costs 6. Who's going to pay 6 mana to do nothing? Like it's
to do nothing. You're tripling your mana.
Are you assuming this comes down and does nothing?
No, I mean in the right deck, it's pretty busted. But you gotta have you've got to build up to it, and you've got to have a payoff in hand. You can make it work, but it's a little Magic Christmas Land for me. I mean, I don't see that just like popping off.
I would agree with you if there wasn't this crazy format called Commander, where like doing something.
Well, obviously, that's all it's going to be played in.
That's all it's printed for. What do you mean?
I get that. It's still Magic Christmas Land for Commander. I know you've never played Commander, but there's 100 cards, and you can only have one of each. It's kind of hard to pull specific cards in Commander every time.
Every card is Magic Christmas Land for Commander, unless
yes, it is. Unless you're playing CDH,
to make sure we
30 tutors
here.
So every card is Magic Christmas Land.
So I think this card's good, but it's not going to be that expensive. I agree. I take the second take. It doesn't go in every deck. Like no. I want a Lotus that goes in every deck. I want your Lotus Shard, whatever.
I mean, it's probably an auto include in Urza for sure.
Yeah.
Like outside of that, I don't know. I don't know that you just throw it in a deck.
No. I mean, you'll have people who do that because they say they got a Lotus, but
in casual Commander, sure.
Yeah.
But wait, that's almost all Commander is casual Commander.
No.
Commander's such a wild format.
Louis doesn't play casual Commander. He tells you he plays casual Commander.
No, he does. He plays CDH decks in casual Commander. There's a difference. There's a difference.
There you go. Donald nailed it.
You are the worst. I play.
How much does your Alea deck cost, Louis?
Just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, look at his Elves
I'm
deck.
pretty sure price of cards usually equate to goodness.
Look at his Elves deck.
That's not always true.
I played against that deck.
In this example,
putting dual lands in your commander deck doesn't just make them good automatically.
Okay, hold on. Because I built my MagicCon Chicago commander list, and my mana base, if I do say so, is perfect because I always collect lands.
Yeah.
But my deck is memey and not powerful. Does that make me an a-hole?
Exactly.
You know what's great about Louis' deck building? I looked through one of his deck one time, and it was 5-color deck. It was Slivers, I think, and it had all 10 fetch lands, but it didn't have anything that was fetchable other than basic lands.
That's not true. It has all 10 true lands, you dummy.
Now it does, after Moore went through and fixed it. After I said, you realize that this is terrible.
It had all the 10 shock lands. Those are also fetchable.
Boom.
It didn't have them.
That was 100% a lie.
It didn't have them. It had like the sulfur falls that you...
Keep drinking there, buddy. Keep drinking there.
Even if you're lying to the audience, I'm here for it. Team Donald, let's go.
What's in that cup? How much rum have you had so far tonight?
It's It's lemonade.
With tequila in it?
No, with blackberry crown.
That explains some of the takes.
Oh man.
So
that's the type of. Never mind.
Go ahead, say it. Say it. Say what you want to say. Say what you want to say. No balls.
You have the floor, Louis.
I can't say it. I can't say it. I almost got canceled 2 weeks ago.
I think you're allowed to make fun of fellow West Virginians.
He's not a West Virginian. Stop saying that.
Keep saying that.
Not a West Virginian.
I'm not a West Virginian. I agree.
People are equating terrible Louis Thanes with West Virginians. He's an Ohioan.
Hold on.
They're a whole different breed.
I'm not claiming Ohio's the bee's knees, but shouldn't West Virginia be clamoring at the opportunity to claim an Ohioan?
No, God no. Have you ever seen an Ohioan drive?
You drive in the left lane. They never get out of the left lane.
Let's get back on track to the Josh's right segment. This set's actually good.
All right. So the other thing with Aether Drift that I have noticed is that my supply was less in this than Innistrad Remastered, and I know not everybody's supply was less. Like it's your
rumor. Start the short printed rumor. Let's bump it, baby.
I think they've really honed in on printing, man. Like a year ago, Murders at Carlisle Manor. If I ordered 400 collector boxes, I was getting every single one of those boxes. Like I got like 50% of what I ordered, and I thought I was going to get everything. Like I ordered as much as I got for Innistrad Remastered. I got probably 50% of like what I got for Innistrad Remastered, but I ordered like the same number, thinking like, hey, if I got that much Innistrad Remastered, certainly I'll get this much of Aether Drift.
Sure.
So I was super, super like surprised. I got allocated on commander decks, dude. And I didn't even order like that many. My rep was like, yeah, commander decks were hit. Like everybody got hit hard on commander decks. It's crazy.
Let's acknowledge there's been a regime change, right? There's been people in leadership at Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast ousted, moved on, whatever it might be.
Wikipedia girl's name?
Cynthia Williams. Cynthia Williams.
She was on Wikipedia on the. She's like, Magic the Gathering is a collectible trading card game in which you use mana by tapping your lands to cast spells. You should invest in our product.
And all it took is a little bit of an ear to the ground. Not to say, hey, not to listen to bozos like us and make boxes go to the moon or anything to 1K, but to realize, like, for stability's sake, we probably just don't need as much as we did. Right.
Well, you start devaluing your product. And that, so like my feeling is like now they're doing this MSRP thing too. They want that product to be, selling for that MSRP.
What's the standard booster box MSRP?
167 after or before tax or something like
that.
That is criminal.
Did you just stop recording?
No, I just pulled you off the screen on accident.
Oh God.
I can pull up here. Let me pull up the actual you guys can, I'll pull up the actual MSRP, but I think they really want to see MSRP be something that is made, because remember we talked about this. They're planning on having promos and stuff on their
100%.
A collector booster MSRP is $299.88.
And what's the play box with the 30 pack
play box
setup?
Oh, that's Innistrad. Play.
It's what?
So they cut
164.70.
164. So not 160.
So they cut 6 packs and they also hiked the price.
Is that $5.50 a pack? Is that what that math is?
I think it's $5.79, and it might be $5.79, and then Foundations was $5.49.
No, it's exactly $5.50 a pack.
Is it okay?
Yeah. Well, it's not. It's like $5.49. Yeah.
Then that means the other one was $5.29 or something. It was like 20 cents difference for Foundations, or 30 cents, and they were like, we want Foundations to be a cheaper entry point. I'm like, 30 cents. Nice work. Yeah. Solid.
So I mean, like, they have that coupled with, like, for Innistrad, they said they're not reprinting it. So they're definitely like trying to make the product get to a price point. Now the question is, like, do they rug pull, right? Do they get the product to that price and then everyone just starts ordering a bunch of it, and then it's like, oops, you got it all again. Merry Christmas. You know what I mean?
Well, there is a very famous game that's known for exactly that, and we're in the middle of that cycle right now.
Is that Pokemon?
It is.
Yeah.
It's very much known for all of a sudden things are short printed, everything's wanted, and then all of a sudden,
yeah,
without notice, you're like, man, I have to order 1,000 more boxes than I need in your distro. Is like, guess what, Buttercup?
Yeah, you owe me.
You got them all.
You owe me
Innistrad Remastered might not be, might be done, but like there's no way that they're done with Waves of Aether Drift.
Yeah, and like, there's a whole nother rumor going around that like they're doing this set in waves. I don't know if there's any truth to that. But like Innistrad Remastered is just a reprint set, so they don't really need that to.
And the value tanked on it instantly, like I mean that's what happens, but
yeah, it's a TCG release. Like spoiler alert, that's what happens.
I think if you look at Innistrad Remastered, you're gonna see those cards bounce. So like the value,
they always do.
Yeah, the value tanked because of the supply shock, and that'll bounce back.
Well, and there will always be some value there in 3 years down the road. I'm like, oh, I forgot that cool treatment exists. I forgot this was available in Old Border. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I forgot about this. I want to draft, like Donald said, the Donald effect. I want to draft this with my friends. Pick up a play box. Like
it also seems like the Edgars are getting pulled pretty highly. Like I've seen number one was pulled in Taiwan. I saw, which of the serial. Like, well, yeah, but beyond that, like Edgar in general, like people are opening boxes and getting 6 Edgars.
Yeah.
In the various different treatments, like that card seems to be printed at a higher.
That's gonna be a $10 card.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot more prevalent than what you would imagine it is. I mean, but that was the card that was carrying that set, so it's
$10 actually might not happen. I'm looking at the prices right now. I thought that
I still think it settles around 50 once all is said and done.
I think that surprises me.
That's way more bullish than you are on anything.
Yeah, like that really, like it's a single card, commander only.
It's just a card. Everybody, Vampires is a well-loved tribe. Everybody will want to have a vampire commander deck in their commander arsenal. And if you're running vampires, you have to run Edgar. I mean, it's just there is no better commander for that tribe.
It probably could be something to the fact that it was unattainable for so long that it's become even if it goes down in price, you're like, man, I'm just happy to have this thing.
Yeah, like I'm sure a lot of people, wanted to build it and couldn't afford to build it, or I know people that proxied Edgar for the longest time, just because it's commander and you don't need to buy any of the cards anymore. So yeah, I mean, I think the demand for it will go back up because, like I said, everybody will want an Edgar. Edgar deck.
Hold on a second. You think that the non-serialized Edgar is going to be a $50 card,
and the serialized
in
Edgar
the same turn, you think that the serialized Edgar is going to be a $200 card?
If they're lucky to get 200, yeah.
So, did you read like an online article about how to do rage bait?
I almost bought one of the serialized Edgars this week.
My friend Jimmy loves to call me a troll. He says I'm a great troll.
Yeah, you're kind of in George's shoes right now, so I'm not sure we can give you the great troll. George is the great troll. I mean, he's but
budget George. What can I say?
No, you're just Donald. You're not budget George. I'm not sure they make a budget George because George is already kind of a budget version of
it. Doesn't go any lower than that.
That's true.
George is traveling again, everybody.
Is he?
It's like when
traveling to
Dad's out getting milk still.
There's a lot of people that really think he's dead.
Louis and I still think he's our friend. We can't prove that. We just think it. I got an email from him the other day.
Was it to tell you he didn't have internet?
No.
So serialized Edgars are going for like $3,000 right now.
They're going for like $6,000. I don't know where you're getting $3,000 at.
Well, you can literally buy it on TCG Play right now for $3,200. So if you want to get me somebody that will buy it for $6,000, I'll make a quick $2,000 off them.
That's going to be a horrible, horrible quality card.
There's 2 of them on TCG Player with images.
They're going to be jacked up, I bet.
Why?
I don't know.
You're
Burn.
jacked up.
Burn from buying Pokemon.
That seems to be where it's falling.
Do you say that's where it's fallen in the $3,000 range?
Where it's falling, and not where it's fallen.
Where it's landed.
The price
Where
is
it's landed. Landed is what he meant.
Edgar has fallen.
He's fallen.
He's fallen.
I was pulling cards today, and I had to pull one of those stupid movie poster cards. It was the Avacyn. God, that looks terrible.
Yeah,
it was awful. I had to have Joey read it to me because I didn't know what the card said. I said, I can tell you what Avacyn Angel of Hope does, but I can't tell you what the hell this card does.
The price at 3,500 makes no sense to me based on the serialized soul rings. Like, Josh, don't you feel like the serialized soul ring is a much bigger card than this?
I absolutely do. But here's the why I didn't scoff at, but I disagree with the pre-modern hyping the price of cards. Guess what the Magic community is infatuated with? It's the here and now. Digital AI Louis.
What is going on,
Remote Robo Louis.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mentioned
here?
truth. I dropped some truth on this podcast, and he leaves.
I apparently can't type serialized soul ring into my browser or it goes crazy.
No,
I'm sorry, internet god. My bad.
I think we see a bunch of this. I think we see a bunch of prices of sets where if you were to look at it in a bubble like this and say, compare these two things, and this one came out yesterday, and you're like, how does that make any sense? You're not going to make sense of it. The community likes what they like, and people are very living in the here and now. And this is not a Magic the Gathering specific thing.
Yeah,
look at Pokemon. Some of the most expensive graded cards are from the set that is just dropping.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I know. I'm saying, like, to me, if I was getting ready to buy one of these, I would be looking at comps of similar hyped things. And I don't know. There's like,
I don't think that thought process does not represent the average consumer.
yeah, okay. They need to be better.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I think long term, where is this at? Imagine if this game's around in 10 years. I think the Soul Ring's clearly a better card to own.
All right.
I don't know. Everybody says Soul Ring's getting banned in Commander.
No chance. There's no chance.
Did I ever tell you how I got a Masterpiece Soul Ring?
Yeah, and you sold it to Louis.
No, he sold it.
I still have it.
He still has it. He sold me everything else in his collection other than that.
Hold it.
That's not true. It's actually in my will to him, though.
Ring, and he still has it?
I'm in your will?
Yeah, you get my Masterpiece Soul Ring in my will.
Wow.
Wait, what?
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And here I thought we talked once a week for nothing.
That's why when it's icy out, I'm like, hey, Don, you want to come over?
Yeah. Hey, you have a vested interest now.
You want to play Commander? You want to play Lorcana? It's like snowing like crazy.
Hey, drive over to Ohio and come play Lorcana.
All right, let's talk about ripping ships. So I was having a conversation today with a buddy. Somebody on there's like, so Drip is kind of like Whatnot, and Drip has they have like a business to business thing that I'm like just in for whatever reason. And they send out these text messages that are like, this person's looking to acquire blah, 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 blah. And this one came out today that's like, we have a buyer who's looking to acquire 10,000 Evolving Skies packs. So I screenshot it. I sent it to my buddy. He's like, yeah, just have a casual $200,000 to drop on Evolving Skies packs. I said, yeah, that's because he's like probably ripping and shipping them. And then I had a flashback to, I was watching this Pokemon guy once. He's just going like this. I mean, move the card. Like you saw the cards on the screen for like 3 seconds. Like he probably rips 10 packs in 2 minutes. It's crazy. Do you think
good rip and shipper?
So, but that's like what the Pokemon world is. I don't like that. Like I like to enjoy it and make content for the people who are watching and like, whatever.
It's not just about the person buying the pack, right? It's about everyone like living vicariously through that person buying the pack.
Right.
It's a good amount of envy and desire of things that I can't have. Send me all of your Evolving Skies back.
So is this rip and ship meta, which is the current industry right now, is this a good thing for the trading card industry or a bad thing for the trading card industry?
Which game are we talking about? Because
Across
I think
every game is involved.
Trading card
industry. I think
buddy.
it's different. I think it's different for each game.
Ooh,
us
hit him
your
with it,
opinions.
Donald.
Yeah,
Hit him with the
let's see it.
facts.
Take a drink first.
I'm empty, actually. This is a problem.
What are your thoughts on what games is it good for? What games is it bad for?
I think I don't know necessarily bad, but I think it's indifferent. Thanks, buddy. I think it's indifferent for Magic. I don't think it doesn't do anything for Magic. I think it works well for Pokemon because Pokemon is a collector's game. I think it works well for indie games because they're like it creates hype for the games. What are you doing?
You said it was not going to just be good for everything, but you said Magic, Pokemon, and the indie game.
I think Magic it's indifferent for.
Tell me why it's
Pokemon,
not good
it's good.
tell me why it's not good for Lorcana. That's obviously the last part of this.
No, I'm not even going to say it.
No, go.
I mean, I don't think it does anything for Lorcana either because it unless you're open like chapter 1 stuff, like it Lorcana's doesn't have the collector pull that a Pokemon does, and I think like the rip and ship stuff is more of a collector's
Don't tell
market.
Trish that.
Did you see how mad he got at that picture I sent?
Yeah.
He's like fired from the hip. I was like,
Yeah.
dang, dude.
George has never opened a pack of Lorcana in his life.
That is
Not true.
aggressively not
George
true.
owns a lot of
That man has actually opened.
He might own Lorcana. It doesn't mean he's opened it.
He has ripped a bunch of Lorcana. He has sent pictures. He's like, guess what? I hit another enchanted, and there's just packs at his feet. He has a legitimate problem.
Okay, well then there's a lot of singles I need, so I should probably hit him up.
You should call him. He's got them.
There's
They're
no
not organized,
shot.
and he doesn't know where they are.
No
but
shot
has
he
them.
knows what singles he has, and
Yes.
no shot he ever ships you anything or ever sends you the PayPal address.
That is a real thing.
Yes.
That's
He
a
wa-
real
he
thing.
was not good at the online selling of things.
So
I wasn't talking about selling.
This is the George roast episode. I love it. We apparently had a lot of things to get.
let me touch this one.
Wait, can I criticize Donald's absolutely nothing burger take there?
No, because I wanted to.
Okay, go ahead.
I like Donald. I'm protecting my boy. You leave my boy alone.
Good job.
Yeah.
I think Rip and
Can I
Chip.
tell you about Louis bullying me yesterday?
Oh, stop. Josh, go.
I think Rip and Chip only works in a space where there is chase. Magic the Gathering and Rip and Chip have a unique relationship. Magic is often, it's the most played TCG in the universe. It's got the most cards slammed on tables, and for that reason, there's different
mile.
Yeah, yes, by a country mile, as you say out in West Virginia.
By a country mile.
A country mile. It's
Never said them in my
Down
life.
over yonder to the left.
And I grew up in a holler.
it makes sense for you to like, hey, crack your own packs. There's not as much excitement because you're not chasing the $500 card to be graded. You're not chasing, and they're trying this. This is why Magic Rip and Chip even exists in today's space. Is probably serialized cards. It's probably the only reason why you're ripping and shipping things like Lord of the Rings. And close your eyes and imagine Lord of the Rings without the one ring in the serialized Soul Rings.
Yeah.
I don't think rip and shipping that set, even with a $85 one ring and a $60 Bowmaster.
I guess it depends on what you qualify as rip and ship. Like Rudy started opening packs or opening boxes for people a long time ago before this was like the whatnots and the whatever. Like I would qualify that. And like I think that kind of rip and ship was more like the relationship with the consumer and the content creator. I think that is a very, very healthy, very, very cool thing for a lot of people. They get to engage in the hobby with somebody that they look up to, like that kind of thing.
Sure. I was classifying that differently though, because often when you buy that box from Rudy, from you, from me, whoever does the box opening, right? You're then getting those cards, you're adding them to a collection, you're putting them in your decks, right? You're opening a whole box of cards and then making use of them. To me, when you're going on, the whatnot streams, the rip and ships, you're buying that lottery ticket, baby. There's something in that pack. There's something valuable you're chasing. There's a hit that you're trying to be the one to hit. And I think you see this by you buy a box opening from someone, a YouTube content creator, You get the whole box. You see a rip and ship, they open the thing out of the box, the order stopped. That's why everyone does loose packs. Everyone opens 4 boxes, mix them all together, and sells.
Right.
So it's all about the chase to me. And that's why Magic's in a weird spot. Pokemon Rip and Ship works today. Pokemon Rip and Ship works when the hype is there, when the sets are good, when people are excited, when the product is readily available for $90. Rip and Ship communities still exist, but it's not this gross, overwhelming, can I get all the latest product and sell it all as quickly as possible?
Yeah, Pokemon Rip and Ship feels way more like a lottery ticket to me than Magic does. Like
It is, yeah.
Like when I see the Magic people, I mean, I see people talking about, oh, a couple people I've heard like finishing that set. I needed that one. I'm happy. That happens a ton in Sorcery on my openings. It's like that wasn't a great pack, but like I was missing that card anyway for my set. So at least that happens for.
Let's leave indies aside for just 1 second. Let's do Magic Pokemon and then let's touch there.
But for Magic, I think it's like, oh, I need that for my deck, and like that's still cool. There's still a use case. For Pokemon, it's like a lottery ticket. Like they're just
because Magic is a player's game. I mean, like the collecting in Magic is mostly linked to vintage stuff. It's not linked as much to the newer stuff. So
they're trying very hard to change that.
They are trying, but
very hard.
It's going to be difficult to get the same. I don't
think so. I think they're there. Like,
let's be fair. They've done it.
Yeah, I think it's there. I think the average Magic player
with just serialized cards, like, is that all?
No. You just talked about someone coming in and buying a poster treatment. That's Magic collecting. Yeah. Blinging out your commander deck is
a Pokemon set.
Or like the confetti foils.
Oh, you're talking. Never mind. Sorry, I got confused.
And one you were talking about. Sorry, not the poster box.
Donald's pretty far gone. I think Donald might be.
I meant the poster Avacyn treatment, but that's Magic collecting.
That card's stupid.
Two Wizards, like, listen, they nailed it. They got it right.
It's stupid. I think with Pokemon, there is a benefit to the whole part of the industry because in Pokemon, you don't have that time where you leave your house and you go and enjoy the hobby with other people. And so I think that is the bread and butter with the Pokemon. Yeah, there's gambling to it, and there's a lot of problems with it. Like I want to say, like I think the industry has not done a super good job at protecting the consumer. Like there's definitely some gambling issues in the industry that are connected to this predominantly.
Remember when the anti-gambling coalition sponsored our Magic tournament?
Yeah, that happened.
It's like, do you know what you're sponsoring?
So like I think that's like part of it though. Like the Pokemon, like you have a time where you are enjoying the hobby with other people, and that's addicting. And that's like what we all I think love about Magic the Gathering is the gathering. So I think you have that for Pokemon.
See, that's why that works with Pokemon. I can accept that argument. Like the rip and ship works with Pokemon. I don't understand it with other stuff. Like I don't want someone else opening my packs. I want to do that myself at home.
So the other place that I think it works for is people who don't have a local game store. It digitizes the local game store experience of opening packs, and enjoying that. And if you were going to have to buy a box anyway from TCG Player, now you can enjoy that experience with somebody else that you, again, respect. When you're watching content from somebody that you like that kind of interaction, I think is a really cool thing.
I can't.
You have to respect them to watch their content.
No, people watch my content all the time.
I was going to say, I can't watch your channel anymore.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how to verbalize the reason why. So we're going gut feels here. Ready?
Yeah.
But box breaks feel different than what I consider rip and chip. Like pack by pack. There's literally nothing. There's literally nothing.
You mean where someone buys a whole box and they just open the whole box?
I think it's because the rip and ship name kind of like implies like some dude with a dark camera on Facebook being like, "Let me rip your cards." You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But the industry has evolved a lot since then. Like,
sure.
I was watching these guys for Pokemon. There's these guys who have like literally a house, and they all are just on Whatnot 24/7.
Right.
It's like a stream house. I was like, God, I wish I was 22. Like 22 and single. Sure. That would be so much fun to be a part of something like that.
Oh, we would live together.
Yeah. I just like now if I try to go live at 8 o'clock, I got to worry about my kids running down. And
I keep checking the monitor, waiting for. She's been having nightmares, so now I'm freaking out.
That sucks.
No, I don't think rip and ship is inherently bad. I think it is more. I look at it as a metric of health, because if the TCG space is doing poorly, take us back to, some of the darkest times, the Amazon dump days when, even your fabled Pokemon was, out in the dumpster in the back of your shop, right?
Nope. I kept buying Pokemon like crazy, baby. That whole year I was buying like crazy.
He's not lying.
Yep.
He's definitely not lying.
We all believe you too. Did Donald share his drink with you?
I increased my Pokemon spend by 2x over that year.
My point is, there wasn't like whatnot streams popping off and everyone gathering and opening packs. Like that just wasn't happening.
Yeah,
maybe in some corners of the internet, sure. And like you said, the relationship with your favorite creators, but random people weren't logging into streams and buying packs.
Well, now you have the sports guys are in, the shoe people. I've heard like the bots that they use to buy shoes, they've now retrofitted to buy from like the Pokemon websites and stuff like that. Like
sports cards, I can see that being a huge market too, because I mean, that's all. There isn't a game to play with. It's literally just a chase. So like that makes sense to me for that type of thing. But like Magic just does not make sense in that market for me.
It does in like Lord of the Rings or something, though. It totally makes sense.
I think it makes sense for any of that. I think it makes sense. It's just you see the hype for it for something like Lord of the Rings or Final Fantasy when that comes out. That's when it hypes up. The biggest negative.
I don't think it's sustainable.
Yeah, I don't think you're rip and shipping Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I think it's a wonderful box opening experience. I don't think you're getting a rip and ship audience for that. I think there needs to be a chase. There needs to be something. Yeah. There needs to be a hit.
I think the big negative is that the industry is not set up for that. Like, this is why when you go to Walmart, you can't get any booster boxes, because some guy in their basement at their house, like a loser, is opening those packs for other people all around the country. That was a diss on me. Like,
yeah, and Josh. Like, I don't have a basement, so we're good.
Like, so that you open this up to be able to it turns the industry kind of turns it around a lot. And makes it really hard to get packs locally, because one person wants to buy all of them and they have a market to sell them and they don't have access to other things.
Sure. Well, this is where Magic does a bit of a better job as far as distro is concerned. Like, hey, you want to get Magic product from distribution? We're going to need some information, some proof, some pics, some addresses. Right. And maybe this is because Pokemon always goes back to, hey, we're going to print a lot of boxes. We excel at reach. Everybody knows who we are. So overprinting is not as much of a concern. So like, hey, do you have an email? Here's some Pokemon.
Yeah, it's not really that easy, but yeah, sure. Josh, like, it is for me. All right, let's keep this rolling, because we were trying to keep this at an hour and it's 40 minutes already. All right,
we got off the rails a bit.
Is sorcery dead? This is a comment I keep getting on my channel, predominantly because I haven't been making that many sorcery videos, and I apologize for that. It's been pretty busy lately.
Hey Louis,
what are you going to talk about?
What do you want me to talk about?
Hey Louis.
Yeah.
You tell me why you haven't been making as many sorcery videos?
There's nothing to talk about.
Okay.
And like, this is.
Like, I wonder if they should print more than one set a year. Can we talk about that?
So
I wanted someone else to just say it, just to piss off the comment section. That's all I wanted.
So this is my thing with sorcery since day one. If you guys remember on the podcast, the whole sorcery debate started because sorcery and Lorcana were coming out at the same time, and we got really, really into the weeds of comparing Lorcana and sorcery.
I don't know if that was a we. That was a you. That was you.
No, don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. That was George. George wanted to pit these two games against each other.
You were the one that said that sorcery is going to be bigger than Lorcana.
I never said that.
Never,
ever said that.
I also think that's wildly disingenuous. I think while we talked about what games did well and didn't do well, I don't think anyone in any of our seats ever expected sorcery to compete with Disney's IP. That's unrealistic. That's insane.
Well, George wanted to pit them against each other. And so my point of, I don't want to get into that.
George catching strays.
My point of saying that is that one of the things I said is that sorcery success looks vastly different. I get excited when I talk about sorcery.
I like doing it too.
He's Italian, bro.
I'm into it. I like it.
Sorcery's success looks vastly different than a game like Lorcana's success. The money involved to make Lorcana successful is way larger because it's way, way bigger stakes, like giant, huge stakes. With sorcery, like they can get away with something like having a completely dead 6 months because they don't have the cost of running a game that is Disney IP and Disney whatever.
A completely what? 6 months?
Completely dead 6 months.
Did you say sorcery was dead?
No, sorcery is not dead. This is certainly a dead couple months. I mean, not by my own admittance, but they haven't posted in their Discord server for weeks. I mean, there's nothing. Like there's no. And so I wanted to have this segment because I want to answer the question that everybody keeps asking in my comment section. Sorcery is not dead. It's just asleep, man. Like it's just
asleep.
It's sleeping. It's old. It's an old soul. It's taking a nap.
Needs a prince to come and give it a kiss.
It's 2 p.m. That thing just had a massive lunch. It's tired. It's taking a little nap. It'll take a month, 3 month long nap, and then it will start hyping up again.
I mean, what else do you expect? Like, I don't know what people expect. Like, there's not going to be something to talk about every week. With sorcery, it's not going to be like the hype's not going to last all year long. It's just that's the nature of the beast there. I mean, and that's you can't have it both ways. You can't say, "Oh man, I love that there's only one set a year," and then say, "Oh man, I don't understand why we don't have something going on every single day for sorcery for the entire year." Like, you got to come to terms with your reality there. If you want one set a year, then you're going to have 3 months of hype and many 9 months of not.
You have to do something else with your life. Like this is why sorcery is a great second game. Like you can't just be.
Good Lord! You can't just. Holy dude! You can't. Hey, if you're a fan of sorcery and you like it, you want a little more of it. It's just, hey, I want to be all in, baby. Do something else with your life. The George story.
You can't just like spend all day complaining on the Facebook groups about sorcery. Like you gotta do more than that. Like you gotta do
something else with my life. It's projecting and it's hurting me. Stop. Shut up.
No, I think like. Go ahead, Josh.
Can I do my favorite thing?
Sure.
What's become my favorite thing on this podcast is to give any opinion on sorcery, which apparently just pisses off anyone who likes sorcery.
Sure.
So I'm a fan of this. This was always my concern. As we've talked about with any game, Magic, Pokemon, it doesn't matter. People are going to fall out of favor. And you're going to have new people that come in and people are going to fall out. And people are going to come in and people are going to fall out. And when you go to sleep for 6 months, when you go dormant, when you hibernate, right? You have an extended period of fall off. And this is a concern. Uh-oh.
Donald's going to get more drink.
Is he hibernating? Maybe he's hibernating. He's sleeping. So
did you see him did you hear him scuttle away there?
No, I didn't hear the scuttle. I kind of wish I did though. So my concern was never that like the game creators can't do it, or it's you're going to have some fall off here, and the long-term health is going to require people to come in. But I think what you have is a very dedicated group of people that have decided, hey, the hibernation period, the waiting, the not having to keep up with this, the doing something else with my life is for me, and that group of people will keep coming back. I've never had a doubt about that. I've never had a doubt about what the company can create. My doubts come in. It's hard to keep, the everyman, the average person, and the new people interested in coming back for more.
Yeah. Well, and like I think if you ask the question, what is a dead TCG, right? The best thing I go to is Cryptic. Like Cryptic died.
That's a dead TCG.
Welcome back, Donald. You nailed it.
Cryptic didn't just die; it got murdered. Like it got completely destroyed.
That's not true. Committed suicide. They killed it from within.
I wasn't gonna say that.
You can't say that word on YouTube's.
Killed it from within. And if you are interested in Kickstarter boxes or Wave 2 boxes or Wicked Prophecy boxes, I can hook you up.
Or Rip and Chip. I got Cryptic packs, baby.
But like Cryptic made Cryptic made 15 huge mistakes in one set and just done. I mean, like the game died instantly, like completely.
Can we not be disingenuous? It was likely not going to thrive. It was up against the odds.
I don't think that's true. I think that they had the perfect formula for a.
Don't get Donald excited about Cryptic. Donald loved Cryptic.
They had the perfect. It's still the best TCG I've ever played.
Yeah, we should never get on Cryptic. Donald.
No, you shouldn't. Let's move on. Let's just not talk about it. Let me close my mouth.
My point is that sorcery hasn't done anything that like kills the game. They haven't made a huge mistake in their printing of boxes. Right. They haven't made this like huge game. I mean, like Cryptic had cards that were 4 times thicker than the other set. Like they haven't made these giant mistakes. The question is like, what does a TCG look like? What does the success of a TCG look like that prints one set a year? Well, the success looks like this. People are going to be really excited for 6 months and really unexcited for 6 months. It's just the way that it's going to go. But
I think your 6 months is. I think you're more like 4 and 8.
Yeah, really I'm thinking more like 3 and 9 personally. But
yeah, but I don't think it's an even split. And I think that's just the modern consumer. You know what I mean? I think that's just we've been so indoctrinated and trained. And I'm not talking about your hardcore fan. Your hardcore fans. Yeah, you're gonna find might find 12 months to be excited for it, but you're just so Pavloved into like, ooh, new ringing bell over here. Ooh, new like that's your whole life right now. So I don't know if you can manage 6 months.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, to be clear, I don't think sorcery's dead. I think very far from it. I think they're doing exactly what they set out to do. I don't agree with what they set out to do. I would like something different, but they're nailing what they set out to do and they're sticking to it.
Yeah. I think they're going to be fine. I think this is going to be what it is 3 months after release.
Let's get tinfoil hatty. Let's get scummy. Let's get pandemic-y here. Ready? This game is truly going to, if this game's run in 10 years, is going to truly reward the diamond hands principle. Because there's so much opportunity to get soft and fold when there's this much negativity in between. When you're in the groups and you're hardcore and you're buying your full set and you got your foils, and then 6 months later you're seeing everyone, I'm selling, I'm doing this. There's so many opportunities to just fold here. Oh, but imagine you make it through. You weather the storm.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think there's a lot of potential for stuff like that. I think you have to look at, and I mean, when we were involved in the other game, that who shall not been named,
the boxes
that who sold 86 boxes of their recent set on TCG.
87, and I think it's up to like 400 now.
Oh, that's just okay.
We'll buy a TCG player.
Anyway, the number of buyers available in a market like this is so low that, like, it's like I struggle with this. People reach out to me every day trying to sell sorcery. There's only so much sorcery that I can buy. I already have a full set. I already have all the alpha boxes that you can use. Like, and there's only so many buyers, and so that sucks. And but that's a typical indie TCG problem. It's not Pokemon
of a stagnant audience.
There's more people buying, $10,000 cards for Pokemon than have ever seen a box of sorcery. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
So there are $10,000 cards other than like Charizard.
Yeah,
like base set cards.
There are a lot
like new cards.
Yeah.
This is what I
New
was
cards
saying.
for 10 grand.
This is what I was saying.
Well, the Luigi and Mario Pikachu would probably be around there in a PSA.
Yeah.
card.
I really want one of the Pikachu. The
butthole Pikachu's.
No, the Van Gogh. Was it Van Gogh?
Van Gogh Pikachu's.
Yeah.
those are
Are those expensive?
Yes.
Yeah, we had them for a while at the shop. But all right, moving on.
I've been enamored by these, Donald.
Oh, to Pokemon restocks. Josh is buying up all the evolutions, reverse hollows Zards, huh?
I think they look so cool, dude.
How many you got there? What's your stack there?
It's Zards. Zards. And then some RC Zards that are less cool, but still cool.
Some RC Zards. That's Radiant Collection, Donald. I know you didn't get that one.
I pulled Pokemon orders today.
Good job.
They're easy. They're so easy.
Yeah, dude. That's because we only have 800 Pokemon cards, and we have
so much easier than Magic orders.
We have 12,000 Magic cards.
Yeah.
You ruined
Remind me to cuss you later about the unlimited bucks.
I started an entire as I'm buying things I'm sending to grading in a whole kit to get them ready.
Dude, I told you were going to get addicted to that. That is not my fault.
It is. If it was not for you,
I warned you.
I would. Yeah, you did. But that doesn't mean you're going to get addicted to it. But guess what? It's so good. It's so good, dude. Dude, it's so good.
Grading cards is a bigger rush than opening packs.
I don't get it.
Oh,
I don't get it.
Never open another pack.
I don't get it.
Never open another pack in my entire life.
It's such a bigger rush for some reason. I don't know why. It makes no sense.
I go on TCG Player, and I just click buy. It's 1 a.m, and I click buy, and the next day I'm like, I shouldn't have clicked buy. That's a lot of money.
It's like you want people to rate you. You're like, yeah, rate my card.
That's like the last thing I want in life.
It's Donald. It's a problem.
It's happening right now. Everybody rate Donald in the comment section. How did he do in this episode? How did he do?
10 out of 10.
Give him a number somewhere between 8 and 10, please.
Especially that one guy who's always really volatile. I want to see his number.
That guy was mean to you last week, Donald. How did that make you feel?
I cried a little bit, but I mean that's an everyday thing, so it doesn't really.
Don't tell him that.
You want me to slap him for you?
All right, Pokemon restocks. Pokemon restocks don't exist, everybody. They're a myth.
No. Hold on. They exist. They just get sold to you, the store.
Don't say that, because I did promise that cop that came in the store today that you would get a restock. I actually told him to reach out to you on Discord, and he did threaten to.
Why would you ever do that?
Because he had a taser.
What do you mean?
He had a taser. And I tried to get him to tase Joey, but
what kind of cop had a taser but not a gun?
He had that. He had one of those too, but.
Well, in West Virginia, everyone's got a firearm, so that's
fair. Okay, so there is some Pokemon restocks happening. You've got the Blooming Waters 151, which was Costco exclusive until this week, is now releasing through distro. And that's a regular release, so that one that is what it is. But we also had to restock a booster bundles from 151. Josh is gonna give us a display here.
Oh, no, I'm not going to get it. It's all up there. It's really high.
This is the thing. Everybody always talks about Pokemon restocks are coming. The market's going to crash. Buy your stuff now. But 151 bundles, I think on TCG Player are selling for $650 for the 10-pack. Like, distro price was like 10% cheaper than that. Like for stores to buy. So, and like they bundled it with, you had to buy some other, dual thing. We had to buy like a deck set or whatever for each one, and they limited it. So like
you had to buy MH1.
When people get all excited that like there's a Pokemon restock happening, sometimes it's a big one. Sometimes it matters. Most of the time, though, recently, it doesn't matter. It's not like a thing that like is gonna affect the market. So I just wanted to touch base on that.
I think it gives when you're a random fan and you see the Pokemon Twitter account tweet, "We're printing more," and then they sell you an ETB for $110.
Yeah.
Like
when Prismatic Evolutions ETBs come back, I can promise you I'm not getting nearly as many as we got on release. And I can promise you I'm not paying the same price. Like distro is going to do distro with that.
You can also promise that based on the ratio of demand, based on how many boxes you're getting versus how many people still want one, has not gone down.
Yeah. And this is why the store selling it over MSRP, like that. I think MSRP matters on release week, the week before release, like pre-order and release week. I think you should be selling at MSRP, but like I can't get Surging Sparks boxes for distro costs anymore. I'm paying like over MSRP if I'm buying it from distro or I'm buying from the secondary market. And if everyone who comes into my store wants Surging Sparks and I don't do it because I'm afraid of somebody yelling at me for selling over MSRP, even though I'm not making more money off of it,
right?
Then it's like, what are you supposed to do? Like, you need to have the product that people want when they come in store. Anyway, people are crazy.
It's a crazy space out there when you talk about reprints, and then like it's really a no-win situation from a store's perspective.
Yeah,
you either have too much product and you're selling it for, hey, I can't go lower than this because I will literally set money on fire. I'd rather just keep the product on my shelf. Oh, are you kidding me? But TCG players, $80. Like go buy from there. Or, hey, I've got this. I got to be competitive. Otherwise, I'm going to get cleaned out. And oh, you're evil. There's no win for you.
And that guy who's complaining about buying it over MSRP from the store will never, ever buy anything.
Nope.
Under, when it's Scarlet and Violet, nobody, and so like that's why it drives me nuts.
You won't be a homie and buy a bunch of other Pokemon sets from your friend.
Yeah, I mean that's what we did. We ended up doing MSRP on Prismatic Evolutions just for people in our Discord server, and we didn't have any product on. Like we limited it, and we had no product on the shelf on release because I'm not I'm not putting my employees in a circumstance where somebody comes in, they're like, I want every box of Prismatic Evolutions you have.
Right.
And my employee be like, no. And then to be like, they'll get mad. Like people are crazy.
Yeah, that cop was going to tase Donald.
So I'm probably going to buy some Prismatic Evolutions from like secondary and just have packs at like $12, $13 a pack. It's like, you want to open it? Here you go. Buy a pack. Like that's what it is.
You don't.
They will. They will because it's Pokemon. They will.
So, yeah. Anyway, that's Pokemon. Donald, Lorcana.
Pew, pew, pew.
Go.
What do you want to know?
No, you had the Lorcana topic.
I forgot.
No. You told Josh you were all in on it.
Okay, so big thing for the next set.
I remember this now.
I think it's kind of funny how it was leaked, first of all. That the next set is going to have dual ink cards for the first time. Up until now, every card has always been one ink, and then in the starter decks for the next set, there's going to be dual ink cards, and the face card for those is a dual ink. And so someone in like Australia shared the picture of the what is it called again? Starter deck, and it had the dual ink card, and then it was like instantly taken down, but it was too late. It's too late. It already leaked out. Everybody like is freaking out about it. And then I think Lorcana did the right thing, or Ravensburger did the right thing. They spoiler, they've already said spoilers start on February 10th. So they went ahead and actually posted the card on all their official channels and said, this is spoilers will start on the 10th, and then they've every day since then now they've been showing one of the dual ink cards to kind of hide. So they took a unfortunate situation. It wasn't supposed to get out, and then they kind of they didn't give in and said like we're still waiting to find out like the official rules on them and all that kind of stuff. But I think it was cool that they acknowledged the fact that they do exist. It's real, and
I think that's a pretty big game change thing. Right? Really,
it is a big game change. And if you the reason why it's a big game change is like red is a very popular color right now. There are some color combinations that would play red that those color combinations aren't like tier 1. They're not up there. So if you printed a good card to try and make those color combos better, it's just going to get played in all the tier 1 red decks. So the fact that they can print a Ruby Amber card, Ruby Amber is a like a tier 2 deck that is just missing a couple things to be tier 1. Now they can print a powerful Ruby Amber card that can only be played in Ruby Amber, and it pushes that color combination up to tier 1. Whereas if they just printed a red, just plain red card to try and push that color combo, it wouldn't work. Like the control deck will play it. Everybody will play that card. So it allows them to push color combinations that maybe aren't there yet, that still need some help. And that's what I like about it.
It allows them to explore otherwise risky design spaces, right, without ruining.
It is. It's the same thing like Magic, when they print a really powerful artifact at colorless and it just busts everything because it's colorless and can be played in anything. And they learned somewhere along the way that, hey, if we're going to print these really powerful artifacts, we have to give them a color. And because they stopped printing really powerful artifacts for the longest time because of that.
Right.
So then they're like, oh, well, if we give them a color, then it's not an auto include in every deck, and that. So it's kind of the same idea as that, the way I see it. But
did Magic figure that out in Legends?
They figured that out like a year ago.
The original Urza set was I think where they broke everything.
Like Mirrodin and all those sets, like they were printing busted artifacts that just
right. But the topic,
it wasn't until like Kaladesh and some of those sets forward that they started to play in that space again of like printing powerful artifacts but giving them a color.
I'm saying the multicolor cards. Sorry, I was going back to the multicolor.
Oh,
I was
sorry.
looking up when the first time Magic put.
Yeah, I think Legends was the first time that there were multicolor cards.
What took Lorcana so long to figure that out? Magic figured it out in 1994.
That's the dumbest question I've ever heard in my life.
That can't be true.
You're right.
True. No, I like that they can explore the design space. This is nice that they can make things a little more interesting without having to worry about,
I think it's good for the game. I think it's good for the casual part of the game because it allows, like, if you go to just a local and play and you're not playing those tier 1 decks, then it feels kind of bad. So this allows you to be able to play the colors you want to play a little bit better, I think.
Sure. And hey, anytime you can bring casuals into Lorcana, I'm game. This is where Lorcana shines. That
being said, they have to print the right cards. Like, right. You can't just put a card that is in those colors and it just sucks. So have to wait and see if they actually print like good cards in those colors. But
yeah, of course.
Also, shout out to past sponsor of the podcast, Cardio, for getting the Lorcana contract and getting Lorcana organized play on the Play Network. That's pretty sweet. So
go Cardio.
I think that's a huge move too, because first of all, Melee sucks. Like
Melee's terrible.
Melee is terrible. But besides that, like, it gives them, it's nice to have your own platform, because and the way Cardio works, they'll be able to track like league points and stuff. So like right now I'm keeping track on a flow chart like kindergartners, and they get stars every time they play for our Lorcana League. It'll be nice to have that all automated in the system, and I won't have to sit there and try and add up numbers every 4 weeks. It's great.
Well, and it just allows them to do all sorts of event type stuff within their own design sphere.
It's the game doing, hey, sending out promos, early DCI stuff. Like, they're literally about to be 2003 Magic.
Yeah, they got multicolor cards now. They got an OP software.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Pretty soon, they'll think about moving on to a digital platform.
I think they're already there.
Well, they were, and then they were not there.
All right, time for the special secret sauce, which is the NFL rigged?
100%.
So I know that we're going to plan on talking about the superb owl here. You
I don't know
know,
what that is.
Super Bowl.
you can't say that. The NFL will come after us and demonetize us.
Oh no, we won't make our $2 off this podcast. What will I do?
You won't make our $2
Hey,
off.
honey, do you have a job? Okay, never mind. We're good.
Hey, honey, do you have a job? I hope so.
Hey,
Answer.
hey, myself. I have a job.
Hey, Solo Cup.
Hey, Solo Cup.
Donald, I was yelling upstairs to you.
I have 2 jobs. Woo!
Oh my
So,
gosh.
is the NFL rigged? I mean, you want the real answer or the fun answer?
Okay, I don't watch the
want your
NFL. I don't watch NFL. I think it's stupid.
Well, give me
But-
your answer.
I watched the Bills and Taylor Swift team game the other day because my friend Jimmy wanted the Bills to win, so I wanted the Bills to win. Also, I hate Taylor Swift and I don't want her team to win. But
Donald's not allowed to drink anymore on the podcast.
Yeah, I think you might be cut off, dude.
Yeah, dude. You're not. You're at 1 drink limit on the podcast, Donald.
should I continue?
No.
Okay, I'll just stop.
They're not rigged. I'm calling it out.
Dude, come
They're not
on.
The
rigged.
game was rigged. It was terrible. Terrible calls.
No chance. No chance.
Yes. There's a reason why Patrick Mahomes wears number 15, because if you look at him wrong, you get a 15-yard penalty.
That was the worst joke, worst statement anybody has ever said on this podcast. That was.
All right, Donald's not allowed to drink or go on Reddit.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have Reddit.
Okay, I can't believe you
Is
don't think it's
it
rigged.
rigged then? You just want to criticize me.
Definitely rigged.
Okay, then bet your life savings on every dollar you own on the Chiefs.
Hold
It
on.
doesn't matter whether it's
Every
rigged or
dollar you
not.
own.
Nobody wants to watch the same exact game that we watched last year, and nobody really cares. Unless you live in Kansas City or Philadelphia, no one cares.
There are too many circumstances in which the Chiefs get the right call for them to this not be rigged for the Chiefs being in the Super Bowl.
They're the 2006 version of the Patriots.
No, the Patriots cheated. That's different than something
That's
being
exactly what you just said, that they cheat.
rigged. No,
Someone
the-
cheated on their behalf. The Patriots cheated on their own
yeah,
behalf.
the Patriots are true Patriots. They did what was necessary to win. That's called.
Also, before people call me out and say 2006 wasn't the year, I don't freaking know what year it was.
He's
I don't
also
care.
super drunk, guys. So give him.
Can I postulate something to you? Maybe, just maybe, there's missed calls in every football game. And hold, chill.
They had
baby,
that flag ready. If that call was
chill,
caught.
baby, chill.
They
Chill.
said there was a flag
Chill,
on the play
baby,
because
chill.
they thought he was going to catch the ball.
Chill, baby, chill. And maybe, just maybe, they're also the team that's televised the most. So people see it the most.
Every game is televised. Every game in the NFL is.
And do you think Chiefs games have the same viewership as, I don't know, I'm a Bears fan.
This is why it's rigged. This is because the NFL knows that they need the Chiefs in the Super Bowl to get the viewership.
So they need one of the smallest market. If it was rigged, don't you think the Giants or the Jets would be in the Super Bowl?
The Jets.
Don't you think New York
The
would
Jets,
be, and like
that's
LA?
funny.
And don't you think if it was rigged, my team, the third largest city in America, wouldn't have sucked for the last 20 years?
No, they don't. They don't decide how it gets rigged. They decide what is doing well in the season that they're in, not the individual season, but over the last 5 years, the Chiefs have all the attention, so they need to make sure that the Chiefs get there so they get their ratings.
Chiefs did not
Also,
have all the attention over the last 5 years. Either.
Also,
what team has
also-
gotten, wait, hold on. What team has gotten more attention over the last 5 years than the Chiefs? For the
5
record, I hate football. Everybody, go watch hockey.
Why would you wish that evil upon your audience?
What team has gotten more views over the last 5 years?
Well, the
you
Chiefs
also can't stop the fact that this will be the first team to win 3 in a row. Like, they can't not let that happen.
Oh, they can.
But wait,
No,
I don't think
The
it matters. I don't think it matters who wins.
If it's in the NFL's best interest to have a 3-peat team, why haven't they just already made one?
So I stopped the rigging at the Super Bowl. They got to the Super Bowl. Now they just let them play. It doesn't matter who wins at this point because everyone's going to watch it. Like the point is getting people to watch the game.
I only go for the food, so
We have a big Super Bowl party and make a bunch of food as well.
that's why I go to the Super Bowl party for the food. I don't know that I've ever watched the game.
We celebrate Super Bowl of wings.
I basically do the same thing, but I have started because all my friends always want to watch the. I was at a cousins weekend a couple weekends ago with all the guy cousins, and they the whole time were like, on Sunday we're watching the football game or whatever day it was. We're watching the football game, so I've started at the Super Bowl. I did the same thing. I bet with DraftKings on the Super Bowl so that I cared about a team, so that when I had to watch it, I could root for somebody that I actually cared for.
Betting during the game is great.
If you ain't making money, you ain't investing.
Facts, dude. Like,
all right,
it's not rigged. And if you believe it's rigged, then next year, every Chiefs game, bet all of your money and just double your life worth or your net worth.
That's a very off-putting argument, Josh.
Double your net worth. You know it. You know it's rigged. You know they're gonna win.
All right, everybody. If you want takes like that, go to Hometown TCG on YouTube.
Hold on. You're not as confident anymore. You're not as
And
confident
we've got
anymore.
special news for Donald coming up in a week or two. You gonna be right next week, Donald? No?
I don't know.
You gotta get on it, buddy.
You have control of this thing.
You're the one that's supposed to be helping me.
No, this is your thing, bud. I already do enough here. Like this is
You got to ask advice, ask questions that he can answer. But other than that, it's all you, baby.
you gotta run the ship. This is your idea, your thing that you're doing. So you do it. When you're ready, we'll announce it to our people and they can go watch. Or whatever they
Or
do.
not. Or not.
My channel might turn into a react channel for what you're doing.
That'd be so good.
That just might be my new content.
And make sure you're subscribed here. Go to KitchenTableTCG.com and buy all the product you can to support whatever.
I'm poor. Please give me money.
Because it's so
Please help.
Please buy product from Louis so he can afford some RAM for his computer.
What, $2 did I just lose? I just lost $2 on something, didn't I? And I asked if my the ad revenue.
How would we know?
You said
Ad-
Super Bowl.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Be kind to the people around you. May the zoo be with you.
And also with you, dudes.